Any other? The rest of you, do you want to speak about the Guyanese in your respective states? Okay. So we do know that there are many large populations of Guyanese people from California, Texas, a bunch of people in New York, Florida, and many of those people, even though they weren't on the flyer with us, many people want to be part of the delegation. But even in America, we have situations that we have to deal with. Many people are dealing with redistricting right now, and a lot of these calling special sessions and different committees, because especially it starts in January for most of the legislators across the United States. So this is a difficult time to get out, especially with many special sessions starting. Like some of them have to start a special session next week, some are just coming out, some actually modify their schedules, but they all have a similar stories. Some people in their districts, that's why many were concerned about what is happening in Guyana and what can we do on a broad scale. So let me be clear, we are not individually selecting Guyana as though we want to interfere in this sovereign nation. We actively go to different countries wherever there are Afro-Guyanese or wherever we feel there are human rights violations or just to have courtesy there. So let us be clear, even if no one told us to come here, we still would have come here if we would have seen that there were atrocities or many allegations against people of a nation, especially if those people of a nation look like us. Because we are our brothers and sisters keepers no matter where we are in the world. And when we realize that, we will be stronger together than we are fighting each other.
The question from Mr. Chabon from Deborah Waves. He said that in your in the statement announcing your visit here, you said Mr. Royce Ford in Pakistan and Mrs. Kathy Hughes had raised concerns about discrimination. Where did they raise those concerns?
They raised those concerns in Washington, D.C. at different conferences, not to mention, not just conferences. They have come back and forth to America many times in New York City. They have met with people like Congressman Hakeem Jeffries. They've met with people like Congresswoman Yvette Clarke and others, Congresswoman Maxine Waters. Trying to think of who all but most of the Congressional Black Caucus, Congressman Hank Johnson, who's my congressman, who you all recall 2 years ago, he made a statement here in Guyana saying that Guyana should be for all Guyanese. And so these statements are being made all across the board, and not just, let's just be very clear, not just from Afro-Guyanese, but Indian Guyanese and Portuguese Guyanese. Many people have reached out saying that there is not a fair system here in Guyana. And so we're not picking on Guyana because even in America, we know that sometimes this also happens with people of color, Black people all across the world. And this is why it's very important that we make sure that we all are working together on the same page and not as to fight each other, because the root of all of this at the end of the day is still white supremacy.
I know that in relation to the allegations that were raised, have persons provided you with supporting documentation in many of those cases?
Yes, thank you for that. We have spread documents that the whole team has read. We have documents that people have written all the way down from the United Nations to different reports based on findings in this country that are could be very disheartening and very alarming. And so as we move from place to place while we're here over the next few days, that we are asking people, as we are talking to them, to provide reports, and many of them have already done prior to. So we didn't just come to this country on a whim just because someone had allegations of racism. Because people cry racism or cry discrimination all the time. We are very astute at what we do, and we would not have come to this country without there being some type of reports and information to back up some of the claims or some of the allegations for us to look into further in this country. Yes, sir. You do the same thing.
I was saying that many of us have been contacted either through email or some form of social media from citizens of Guyana giving us information. So I'm pretty sure that all of us sitting at this table have been touched by someone here in Guyana. I was here in 2021, met with the president as well. And when we left here, we were assured that all Guyanese would have opportunities and be fairly treated. And it was, shocking when I started getting emails and even phone calls about what is happening here. And so we're here just for fact finding, as our lead has said. And so we want to, before leaving here, hopefully meet with the president so that when we do give our report of our findings, he's included in that. And so hopefully if he's listening or his cabinet members are listening, that they will open up the doors as they did in 2021 to sit down and talk to us as we try to work with the government here and work with the people here to make sure that all of the citizens are treated fair.
Are there any other questions for us?
Excuse me, Lloyd Hopkins, member of the GTC Pensioners Association. I don't have a question, but I have a statement. It concerns the plight of the GTP pensioners. In 1990, there was an agreement of sale contract signed in ATM and the government of Guyana and the GPTW, Guyana Post and Telecommunication Workers Union. They were there to represent the public servants who were transitioning to the new private company, GTP. In that agreement of sale, it was pointed out, it was testified that those who continue their service from GTC to the new company, that their services would be treated as continuous and unbroken. And that when they finally retire, that their pensions would be calculated on their last salary earned. Now, when we finally retire those employees who transition, we found great disparity in our pensions, right? So it was after a year, we started to realize the general manager was getting the same pension like the cleaner. Then we say, hey, it's going to be boxed up the records, then back the record and see exactly what was what. Because in 1990, a senior person in the engineering department of GTC getting $4,000, which is a big $4,000. When they finally retired, some of those folks will get over $400,000 Guyana dollars. That brought a problem with the government calculating the pensions for these predominantly black workers of GTP. Now, I forced them to the Ministry of Finance to find out how come I was getting a pension of $30,000 Guyana dollars. My salary in 2003 was $165,000. Like I said, hold on, Mr. Hopkins, so let me go check. And he came back halfway and said, let me tell you, Mr. Hopkins, you and all the members of GTT are your pensions are being calculated on your 99th base salary. We now decide to appeal to the government of the day, and they said, well, okay, they're looking there, and the 24 went on, it went to Parliament. In 2014, went to the Parliament. It was represented by AFC approved, and that we be paid our rightful pension. But they anticipate that there would be some opposition from our government. But surprisingly, I said, no, we have no problems with these groups.
Okay, so let me do this. Because this is a serious concern in the middle of pensions and retirement.
Yeah.
So if you will, we can't cancel it right this day. Present that report to us. We will get the cash on the thank you,
yes,
I really appreciate it.
that's all. Well, I have lots more to say, but thank you for this.
Thank you for that, sir. So if anyone has a question for us, let us know, because we are going to do our bound statement.
A platform that you can have direct contact with the citizens of Guyana that have concerns or are being discriminated, so that we could not just depend on Facebook or Instagram or a phone call. And do you guys plan to set up something more structured that we can send messages, communicate, send videos, send evidence, etc.?
You know, that is very good what you just said, and thank you for that. So we are going to do that. We have on this, down through the web expertise of the one who say up in the front of the camera, Dr. DeAndre Higgins. We will make sure that we set up a website and an email address so that you all can send information directly to us, so that we can do those and address them properly. But let me do this while I am doing this, and I know that a lot of times people don't want to be affiliated with political parties and all of the like. When we are in America, and I'm speaking about America, because this has nothing to do with Guyana, let me just speak it in broad terms. We do have propaganda, and there are times where we will fight things out on the House and Senate floors, in the halls and walls of Congress and state legislations. But regardless of political party, we may go to lunch, we may go to breakfast, we may go to each other's homes, we may celebrate with each other, we may cry with each other, because we are not so intertwined with the political party that we cannot see the greater good for everybody. Now, when that situation does not lend itself to justice or equality, we will fight against those things for the betterment of what's good for all of us. What I have seen so far coming to Guyana has been very disheartening, because it seems like everything is either based on political parties or based on down the racial line. And I cannot say that America is free from things that are happening down racial line. However, when we came into this country on last night, we wanted to personally thank Mr. Rosdale, Parliamentarian Rosdale, for meeting us at the airport. And I don't want anyone, and I'm very clear, and I know I'm saying this so that everyone can hear it in the country, because we came into a country where many of them had never been here before, except for 3 of us, and it could have been seen as an unsafe situation. But we had someone who would meet us, even though they were not in the controlling party. And we do want to thank us for that, because we did not have to do that. And so I just want y'all to go ahead and acknowledge we didn't have to do that. And be very clear that if the president had come to meet us, we would be just appreciative to him and thank the PPP or the any other political party, because we are not here for the political party. We are here for the mission and the liberation and equity and justice for our people. I don't want anyone to never miss that message. We are here for the people. And so that being said, if anyone has any other questions of us, we will answer them. If not, we will see you somewhere along the way while we're here the next few days in Guyana. And again, to the President Ali, you know that I hold you in high esteem. And if you at some point decide that you do want to meet with this delegation, before we leave, the doors are open and we hold no animosity towards you or the PPP your decision. Thank you so much. Mayor. And this concludes.
Same thing for the education. We can be here.
Say not more than.
It's yeah, we recognize.
Okay.
Where's that session?
It could be right out here.
It's just right here. It's not gonna cater us some food in, because we got, like, I
But
don't
they
know.
have some, their groups with presentation. I would just ask them to bring their presentation, even though it's not. I would say.
I got this. I want some shots for the audience. The phone.